This is a brand new world. As you can see, I'm starting out fresh, and I am going to be going through the basic steps of just how you survive in Minecraft. And first off, I want to talk about a couple things. We did go over this a little bit ago, but I'm going to go over them again. If you can take a look at the bottom, this is your inventory hotkey list, basically. So you have 9 boxes on the bottom, and those boxes are numbered 1 through 9. So if you push 1 is already selected. If you push 2, 3, 4, 5, and then keep going all the way to 9, you have those selected. There's nothing in there right now, so nothing's actually popping up. You have the hearts, that is your health. When you get hit, those hearts disappear, and of course if you lose all your hearts, you die. And then right next to it are pieces of meat, and those are your hunger level, and we will talk about that more for the future. One other key component before we move into anything else: if you push E, that opens up your inventory. Now this is slightly different from the crafting window we were talking about earlier. This is your personal inventory window. You can craft minor things. If you take a look at these 4 boxes, almost nothing can be crafted with these 4 boxes except for the very basic things which you need prior to doing the more complex items. This area right here is your inventory that let's say is your backpack. So you can't get it to it on the hotkey list, which is down here. You would have to physically drag it and drop it into here, which we can talk about more later. So if we push E again, we exit out of there. Now to move, you use the W, S, D, and A. Now the D and A, they're called strafing, and you kind of would do this if you were going to be getting attacked and you're trying to dodge. You don't really maneuver the basics this way. You use your mouse, and you have a trackpad right now, but hopefully we'll be able to upgrade you with the mouse sometime. So basically you have this little cross in the center. That's your focal point. That's what you're staring at. That's also what you basically have selected. So notice how there is a border, dark border around this square. That means that this block I have selected just by what I'm looking at. If I move over, now I have this one selected. So if, let's say we wanted to remove this block, if I push the left key, or left mouse key, and hold down, so click and hold, we just broke that. Again, if we see how this one is selected right here, if I push and hold, we've now broken those 2 blocks. All you do is move close to them, and you automatically pick them up. You don't have to push anything to pick up anything in this game. So that is how you break things. You click the left mouse button, hold down, and break it, and then it automatically goes to you if you are close enough. So what we need to do is we need to build shelter. We only have a little bit of sun. It started off in the beginning of the day, but the days go by very quickly. So what we're going to need to do is we need to we need to cut down some trees. Trees contain wood, as we all know, and those are the basic building blocks to building pretty much everything in the game. So I'm doing the same thing I did before. I am left clicking on the mouse or trackpad, and I am clicking, holding down, and I'm breaking these blocks. Notice how these go all the way up. I don't even have to move, I just keep clicking and holding down. So now I have wood in my second inventory slot. If I push 2, I have now equipped that. Now we can use our bare hands to break the basic stuff, but basically besides sand and wood, we're going to need something a little bit more powerful. So we're going to push E to open up our inventory. I am going to left click this once I have this now selected. I can either drop it in my inventory, which is like my backpack, or I can drop it into the crafting window. When I put that here, notice how it shows what will be created. So basically you can put multiple ingredients in here, and the arrow shows that this is what will be created from that ingredients. Once you have what you want, which is we want the oak planks, you can click on it, and I have selected, or I have retrieved 4 oak planks. Now I don't want to keep on clicking this and dropping it. If I just click, left click again, and left click, I can create all of those without having to drop them singularly. So now I have 20 of these. I'm going to pick this up again. I am with my left mouse button. I'm going to drop it here, and if I right click on it, it's going to take half of whatever's in that stack. And I'm going to right click again and right click again. Now it doesn't really matter how many of these I have for this one, I just want one. This creates a crafting table. So I'm going to click on this. I have now just created it, and then I can actually just push E, and the planks go back to where they were before. Didn't used to be the case. In the older versions you would have dropped those, but thankfully they have made improvements since then. So we now have a crafting table. I'm going to find a pretty flowers, and this looks like a nice spot to build a little house. So a crafting table is what you use to build almost every single thing in Minecraft, so it's very, very important, which is why they allow you to build it in the basic inventory. But if we want to build almost anything else, we're going to need to have a crafting table. So I'm going to push the number 3 on the keyboard, which selects my crafting table because it's in the 3rd slot, and I'm going to place it. Now you use the right mouse button to place things, and also to interact, and we will show you a little bit more later how you interact with other objects. So this has now been placed. If I wanted to remove it, I can left click and hold down. Notice it takes a little bit longer. Sand is going to be the easiest thing to break with your hands. Anything that is more complex will take longer, or you won't be able to break it merely with your hands. So we want it back here. So I right click that to drop that. And I want to build the necessary tools to basically speed up the process in gathering resources. So I am going to right click on the crafting table, and notice how you bring up the crafting dialog window. It looks a lot like your inventory window, except you have 9 blocks here instead of 4. But the inventory is still your personal inventory, so if we had anything stored in here in our backpack, we could use this to put into the crafting table to craft things. But basically everything else is the same exact thing from your inventory window. In this case though, we want a little help when building things. So we have this green book button right here, and this will show you all of the available items we can craft. In this case, I want to craft some tools. So now this kind of goes with a little bit of knowledge previously. You're not necessarily going to know this right away, but as you continue to play the game, you're going to know what items you need to have, or what ingredients you need in order to craft certain things. And in this case, I want to make an axe, because you can cut trees down much easier with an axe. So we are going to need some sticks and some planks. I don't have any sticks currently in my inventory, so I need to make some. I'm going to click on the stick right here, and notice how it has taken 2 oak planks out of my inventory and placed in the crafting box for me automatically. I could have dragged and dropped this like I did to build the crafting table, but in this case it's much easier. If you look, here's a crafting table, and see, I can do that, or I can build a door or anything like that, but right now I just need some sticks. If I want more than 4 sticks, because if you see, when I click on this, I have now obtained 4 sticks, but let's just say that I needed to build a lot of something. I don't want to have to keep clicking clicking, and dragging. You can actually click this, and then I can click it again, and I can click it as many times as I want, or for how many resources I have, and then I can click again, left clicking, and I'm now collecting all of these without having to continue to go in the circle I was going before. I don't want to just make sticks though, I need these planks for other things, so I will take this out. But now that we have sticks, I want to make an axe, but I don't see the axe here. So I am going to build it myself because I know how. So if I select this by left clicking on it and I right click, I can place a single block where I want it to be. And then I can pick up the sticks with the left mouse button, and then I can right click it and I can drop that there, and that creates an axe. Cool. And this says that the recipe has been unlocked, so I guess sometimes you have to unlock it before it'll show you. So we have an axe. I'll just keep these in here right now in my backpack. I'll even drop the dirt block in there too. Okay, I'm going to place this in number 1, and I am going to push E to exit out of it, and oh my goodness, it's already dark. So I'm in big trouble. Let's see if I can cut down some trees. Notice how it is much faster too doing this than when I was just using my hands. Now I have to be very... Oh, I think I already hear zombies. Actually, I think that's a spider is what it sounds like. So I'm going to use what we had learned before. Oh boy. Axes can be used as weapons. In fact, anything can be used as weapons, but when it's obviously something sharp, it will damage the enemy more than, say, if you're just hitting them with your hands or a block. So I'm going to right-click on the crafting table, and you see I have the oak logs from the trees I cut, an oak sapling. That comes after you chop the tree down. They drop these so you can replant them, and then the string I got from killing that spider. Normally a lot of enemies that you kill will drop some type of loot to help you. So I have sticks and I have planks, and I need to make a wooden pickaxe. So I just clicked on that, left clicked, and then it creates one. I'm going to drop that here, and I'm going to push E to exit. Now the reason why is because I need to collect stone, and basically right now I just need to collect stone. I think I am... You know what we're going to do? We are going to go over here where I already see some stone instead of digging. If you dig straight down, you're going to start to hit stone, but that will kind of put me in a disadvantage because I will be digging myself a hole, and you know what they say, when you dig yourself a hole, I don't want to die. So we're going to walk over. I see some stone over here. And you kind of notice that my character has been jumping a little bit. It does it automatically. I can push the space bar though. So space bar will make you jump. And here is stone. So I'm going to take up the pickaxe. It's in slot number 2, so I'm going to push 2. And I am going to click, left click and hold, and I am now breaking stone. Pretty cool. So this you would not be able to use your hand to break. It's funny, in real life you can't use your hand to break wood either, but they had to be able to do something in the very beginning. So I'm just going to collect a little bit more stone, and I'm going to show you what we can do with it. So that's enough for right now. If you do end up being attacked and you are hurt really badly, it is better to run. And one of the safest places you can go is actually the water. Zombies can swim. I don't know about skeletons, but they swim very slow. So you should be able... Oh my gosh! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh, that's a creeper. And that's a skeleton. Ouch. So you can see how dangerous this can be. Oh my gosh, there's another one. And a spider. So we're gonna put the okay, so look at, I'm gonna show by example how the water can save you if you're being attacked. So when it becomes daytime, the enemies will actually die. They burn up into flames. That is just a squid that will not hurt you. So I don't see any enemies right now though. But it gets to a certain point during the day, early morning, when they start to, like, you know, they melt or die or whatever like that. It's so you can then sort of get back to what you were doing before. I don't really see any enemies anymore, so I'm not sure if they've already died or not. Not all enemies will die. I think the only ones are zombies and skeletons. That third enemy that you saw that was green, they're called creepers. They live during day and night, except they don't really spawn until it's nighttime, but sometimes they can sneak up on you during the day, so you got to be very careful. So anyway, we have collected cobblestone, and we collected more oak logs. So I'm going to pick the logs there, and I can grab the rest of the... Oh, actually, I probably shouldn't have done that. There was something else I needed to do, but it's okay. You can't undo once you craft something, so just be aware of that. So I am going to right-click on the crafting table. I'm going to bring this up again. I'm going to left-click on the cobblestone. Actually, I'll just come here. Let's see, left-click the arrow. So the more things you can build, the more number of pages you're going to get. And we want to build a furnace. I'm going to left-click on that. It'll already place the blocks for me. I'm going to left-click on it to select it and then drop it here. Now it has to be in your inventory before you can place it. You can't place anything from your backpack into the world. It's raining right now, and you have to be careful because when it rains, enemies will not die during the daytime. Thankfully, they're not any here, so I am going to select 3 for the furnace, and I'm going to place it. You can place it anywhere. I'll just place it right next to the crafting table. As you can see, it's highlighted. I will right-click, and it drops it right there. Now the reason why I need a furnace, I will show you. Let's see. Chop down this tree over here. Again, left-clicking, holding down, and just pointing at what I want to break. The plus icon, or cursor, has to be pointed at what you want to break. So notice nothing's happening here until I place it on the block I want, or a block. Now again, if I look up, you can actually notice that, see how all of a sudden the leaves are starting to disappear? When you break a tree down, the leaves that have been floating in the air, because they were connected to the stem of the tree, begin to disappear. But when they disappear, sometimes they will drop things like fruit or saplings, like you can already see right here. There's a tree sapling that dropped from here. And here's another one. So if you want to plant more trees, sometimes you can just wait and let them disappear, or just go back to it after a minute or so. So the reason why I needed some of those logs is if I right-click again, left-click to hit something, right-click to interact with it. So I'll right-click. This is your furnace. Now you use this to cook food, and you use this to craft other things. In this case, we want to make torches, because at night you have to have light or you're in trouble. So in that case, we are going to use oak logs or any type of log. You can't use planks, you have to use logs. This area right here is going to be what you're cooking. This area right here is the fuel you're going to use to cook this. So we want to cook the oak log. We'll place some planks, and in this case I want to place 2. So 2 planks will cook 3 of the items in here. So I put that there. Notice how it consumes one already. So I can take that out. It's already consuming the first one. But you see, we are making charcoal out of the log. It takes 2 planks to cook 3 logs, which means after you've cooked the first one, it's a waste of the log unless you have another log to cook the other 2, because it's 1.5 items per fuel. So there we go. We can bring that back into here. I push E to exit out of the window, and I can either right click or I can push E. In this case, because if I put charcoal on top and sticks on the bottom, I can create torches. So this is one of the few things you can create through your inventory, because you need to have torches to survive. So I am going to select the torch, left click, and I can left click again. I'll left click a 3rd time to get 12 torches. Okay, so now we have the basics to build a house. So I'm going to push E again, because notice in my inventory I do not have any wood, and I need to have the wood selected so I can place it on the ground. So I'm going to push E again. I am then going to select the oak planks, and if I want to put the planks in a slot that's already being filled, I can just click on that slot and then it swaps it out. So I can put that here, put that here, put that there, and I'm just left clicking for all of this. I push E again to exit out of it, and let's build. So I'm going to build just a very basic house. Now notice I am right clicking to drop it, so we have to place our cursor where we want to drop it. Again, you have the square outline to show what block is selected. So this dirt is selected. When I right click, it places the block. When I right click, place the block again. I can click or I can place blocks not just on top. So let's say we click this here, but now we want to start placing blocks on the 2nd level. So again, I have this block selected on top. I right click and it places it. But let's just say that I can't reach this area here. Earlier I was trying to tell you to put your cursor on the side of the block that you want to drop the block. So instead of having your cursor here, I can put my cursor here and right click and it does the same thing. It does the same thing. So a good example is if I wanted to create an arch in the middle, I have my cursor selecting the block that I want to place it, click it, and see, just like that. But we don't want that there, so I can push 1 to select the axe, and I can break that. Okay, I am going to push number 4, because as you see on the bottom I have 4 and 5 for wood, and I'm going to continue to put my cursor where I want to place the block and right clicking. Cursor where the block and click. Right click again, and right click again like that. Now notice how I want to click on the third. I want to add another level here, but I can't reach it. So there's two ways I can do this. One, I can just jump on an available block. Now you're only able to jump on one level or one layer of blocks. So notice how this is one block here. You can actually just run. You don't even have to click the spacebar. It'll jump automatically. Or you can run, push spacebar, and jump up. You cannot do that more than one. So for example, if I put this here, notice how I can't jump up there because it's two blocks. You can only jump up with one block. So in this case, we have a single block right here. I can jump up. We can now reach these layers of the tops of these blocks. So I can right click again. So I want to place in that corner, right click, there we go. I can also do that here. Now, once I've created it, I can continue to stand there and click on the blocks, but I just want to show you again. If I can't reach here, I can, notice my cursor can reach here. So I can right click on the side of the block that I want to add another block. There we go. Simple as that. Now we are running out of light, so I am going to hurry up. It's kind of a small room, but that's okay. I'm going to right click on the crafting table again. I need a door. There's one right there. So, select that. Click on this. And I'm going to drop that there. Push E. Now 4 is the door. I am going to place the door right here. Right click. And look at that. Right click will open and close the door because that is the that's what you use to activate things. Now I'm looking for the sheep because I want to be able to sleep. Okay, here's, oh shoot. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, I died! The reason why I was having a hard time last time, I kind of had to run because you need to have torches. We have created torches this time. As you see, it's in the 6th slot. I have it selected. I'm going to right click on any of the block. It doesn't really matter. I'll put it right here. And I create light. Isn't that nice? So a little tip, when you place down torches, when there is light, enemies cannot spawn where their light is. So, which is why during the day enemies don't really spawn. At night or in shadows they will spawn. So whenever you want to clear an area, if you put a whole bunch of torches, they won't spawn in that area. And let's build a shovel. So we're going to need another crafting table. I'm going to select, left click on the blocks. I'm going to right click one on each one, and then it creates a crafting table. In 7, I'm going to drop it right here. I'm going to right click, and then I have this, and I am going to create a shovel. Now that we have stone, we can build a little bit more advanced items. So before we had the wooden tools, now we can have stone tools. So I have a wooden pickaxe, I can create a stone pickaxe. In this case, I want a shovel. I'm going to click on that. Requires cobblestone, and I'm going to drop that right here. I don't need that. I don't need the door either. Okay, I look at the cobblestone right here. So I'm just, and you can organize your inventory any way you like. I'm going to push E to exit. I am pushing 3 for the stone shovel. Again, this is a good example. So the stone shovel is brand new, but once I break my first block, you now see there's a green bar there. And notice how there's a yellow bar for the pickaxe and a orangish red bar for the axe. So And that's just because the axe is more damaged. Oh, shoot. Forgot about that. There. Oh, whatever. I'll fix the door later. Back to the shovel. Now you can actually break things underneath it and it won't fall. So notice when you're cutting down the tree, the entire tree doesn't fall, just the block. You can use that to your advantage sometimes. There we go. So now we have a nice, secure cobblestone floor. We have nice wooden walls. I'm going to take out my axe number 2 because I want to show you. You see? Oh gosh, I'm about to die again. Forgot about that. So I'm going to come back. I need to get health. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Okay, so we need food. Food is basically the only way that I know of on how you can heal. Here's a pig. We're gonna have to do what we did before. Sorry, pig. Notice that when I swing, do you see that little sword getting charged up? That means that your attack will do the most amount of damage after it charges. So I can do a lot of mini attacks. So if I do a whole bunch, oh, my axe broke. But I can hit consecutively a whole bunch. They're not going to do as much damage, but you get more hits in, or you can hit and then let it charge and then hit again. So we have 5 slabs of ham. Now, I know you can't eat pig, but don't worry, this is me. If it was you, we would have found some chicken or beef or something. So we're going to go back to our crafting, not our crafting table, but our furnace. I'm going to right click on that, and then I'm going to place the raw pork, because this is what we want to cook, and then this will be our fuel. Now, you can just throw all of it in there and it'll only cook. It'll only use the fuel for however much it needs to cook this. So in this case, we don't need to worry too much. But now we have cooked pork chop. Now let me show you. When I have it, I have to put it again in my inventory, and then I'm going to select 7 because that is what slot it is in, and then I right click. Don't right click. Actually, I think you might be able to right click anywhere. Yeah. So you just right click anywhere because you're holding that piece of meat, and it will automatically eat it. And notice that I am healing because my I have a full stomach, let's just say. However, as I start, I think that's going to be it. After you've lost the first 1.5 slots right there, it won't heal anymore. So we're going to need another 1. There we go. That should be enough. And so tasty. All right, let's go back. So we are almost done here. I'm going to break this door. There we go. So notice how when I was on the inside and I placed that door, it placed it here. But when I was on the outside, it placed it here. It matters where you place it, okay? So we need to do 2 more things. 1, let's make a roof. We can do oak slab, but let's do something different. Let's create birch planks. Now what's cool is some of these items you can make in different textures or use different items to build it. You see how this is changing colors in this one, and actually pretty much anything that allows you to do that. If you right click, it shows you the available item or colors or whatever you can build, but it requires that specific type of ingredient. Sorry. Inventory. Now if I push 9, sorry, I can now place the slabs. I want to put it on top, and notice I can't get up there. Even if I jump on here, I can kind of see it, but I want a little bit more control. So in this case, I'm going to push E to go into my backpack. I'm going to put dirt in my inventory. I am then going to push 2 because that is what's been selected, and I can build a little ladder or steps. And there you go. Something else I would like to show you too. Now you can easily fall when you're building, and if you want, now right now it's okay because it's a short fall. But if you were very, very high, it could kill you. So if you push and hold down shift, so notice how you crouch. Let me, so when I push down shift, see how I'm crouching like that? That means, I'll go back. If I push and go to the edge, I'm actually pushing, and I'm still pushing the forward button, but it stops me. So this is a safety feature. So this will stop for you automatically. You're not going to fall when you have shift selected, or sorry, held down. But if I let go of shift, I fall, okay? If I'm on the edge. So that's just another little trick. Okay, boom, 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 boom. And then we kind of want to make it look pretty. We'll do one more. Perfect. And I'm going to select the fence. I'm kind of having fun here. I want to get that out of the way. Sorry. This is stone, so the pickaxe will work better. And I'm going to push 9 again to select. Whoops. There you go. That's our little house. Pretty much as small as you can make it to fit one person. Now it's getting dark again, so I don't want to have to survive another night. So we're going to build a bed. And in order to build a bed, we need wool. And wool comes from sheep. Here's a sheep here. Now sadly, I'm going to have to kill this sheep in order to get to the wool. So we got 1. I need 3 blocks of wool. There are more sheep, and look, he's trying to get away. Poor guy. He knows what's coming. You know what? He can live because he's taking the initiative to try to get away. These guys, though, are not. Cool. Okay. Now we gotta hurry back. And I will show you how to build a bed. It can be really tough at night when you do not have the right resources. So that's why I already hear monsters. There's one in here. Good. I'm going to close that. So I am really nice and comfortable in my little house. I have full health. I'm going to even put... No, I can't put it there. Okay, there. That looks nice. Okay. So I want to build a bed. I'm going to right click on the crafting table again. And you're going to see actually there are now more items I can craft because I have wool. And look at that, a white bed. When I click on that, it requires 3 wool and 3 planks. I'm going to click on the bed, put it in my inventory, push 9. Oops. Guess I have to be angled correctly. There we go. Have placed the bed. Now again, to interact with it again, you do the right mouse while you have your cursor on the item. And I go to bed. Isn't that cute? And then it's daytime. See, this is so dangerous. Woo! We're gonna cut down all the trees in this area so that the guys will die when they're there. It's a little too dangerous to be right smack in the middle of the woods. Anyway, I believe this is all for this tutorial. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, hopefully you can put this doll to good use the next time we play. Anyway, cheers, and looking forward to continuing to build our house together. Okay, bye.